Hello everyone. I wanted to do a short video about sinkhole versus ground collapse coverage. Actually, a viewer had reached out to me about a month ago asking me about homeowners insurance and sinkhole coverage, and it kind of sparked this conversation, and I thought, this might be a good video to do with my viewers. So I know everyone has questions about sinkholes and should they get it, should they not get it. And I'm not going to tell you either way. That's a personal decision. Insurance is all about risk and how much risk you're willing to take. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information, because what happens a lot in today's technology is many of us, when we get homeowners insurance, especially when we're moving down here, a lot of us don't actually talk to an agent, not a person in person that can advise us on insurance and what to carry and what not to carry. Most of us, you can either go online and buy insurance yourself, or you can go through a brokerage company. A lot of people have mentioned the Village's Insurance. The Village's Insurance is not an insurance company. They are a brokerage company. So what they will do is basically do the legwork for you. They will find, what is it you're seeking for? Is it golf cart coverage or auto coverage, homeowners insurance? And they will do the legwork for you and then set up your policy. So basically they're doing the work for you, then they make commission off of that. But it's not actually an insurance company. But because of this, I think a lot of people, they just don't get to really sit down and talk to an agent like we used to. So I just wanted to share a little something about the difference between sinkhole coverage and ground catastrophic coverage, because there is a difference. And many of you probably have not even heard of catastrophic ground coverage collapse. So I wanted to share a little bit about that. So first of all, sinkholes can happen anywhere, not just in Florida. Yeah, they're more common in Florida. They have happened in the Villages. I do not hear of them a lot. I don't think it's super common, but I think it has happened a few times. They've had sinkholes. I looked it up, and they said in Florida, the counties with the most sinkholes are Hernando County, Pasco County, and Hillsborough County. So none of the counties in the Villages are in that category of the most common counties in Florida. I will tell you a story, and I'm going to try to insert a couple videos in here on it, or you can look it up on YouTube yourself. But back in February of 2014, in Bowling Green, Kentucky, there was actually a Corvette museum that had a major sinkhole, and it actually affected 8 of their Corvettes, completely demolished some of them. A couple of them only had minor damage, but I know there were several of them, of the 8, that was completely demolished. Again, that was in Kentucky, and they had a sinkhole, so they do happen. But let me tell you the difference, because that's really what I want to talk to you about. So Florida insurance, by law, has to give you it's called Catastrophic Ground Cover Collapse. So what that is, it covers direct physical loss or damage to covered property caused by or resulting from catastrophic ground cover loss. So 4 things have to happen in order for this coverage to pick up. And those 4 things, it has to be an abrupt collapse of your ground cover, a depression in the ground cover that's clearly visible to the naked eye. You have to have structural damage to the building, including the foundation, and the structure has to be condemned in order to be vacated by the government agency authorized to do so. All four of those things have to happen. It's not just one or two and the coverage kicks in. All four of those things have to happen before the coverage kicks in. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because I feel like a lot of people are really scared and they're like, oh my gosh, what if there's a sinkhole and it takes my whole home and I can't live in it. It's all structural damage and I can't live in it. And I didn't have sinkhole coverage. Am I just out of luck? And the answer to that is no. If all those four things happen, your insurance will pick that up. Now, that's a lot to happen. That would have to be a major sinkhole, like the one that happened in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Sinkhole coverage is much broader. All these four things do not have to happen to have sinkhole coverage. So what sinkhole is coverage to the property when structural damage to the building, including the foundation, is caused by settlement or systematic weakening of the earth supporting the building, and it's only if it's resulting from movement of soil, sediments, or rock materials. So it's just think of it as it's much broader. So I just wanted to bring that up because I know people have a lot of questions. I can't tell you how much sinkhole coverage is, but I will say I did read an article that said, and I do not know how true this is, it's just an article I read, so you need to do your own research. But I did read an article that said sinkhole coverage cost about $3,500 a year. So it's not cheap. It adds a lot onto your homeowner's insurance. And homeowners insurance, I hear people say, how expensive it is in Florida. I didn't find it to be too awfully bad here. I know when my mortgage broker was doing our loan, he had told us that the average premium for homeowners insurance around here was about $100 a month. The insurance I got was actually it ended up being about $68 a month. I don't think that's bad. Now, I did meet a neighbor the other day down at the women's meet and greet that is actually from the east coast of Florida. That's where she moved from. And she was telling me that homeowners insurance on the coast of Florida is insane. She said it's like $8,000 a year and expect it to double. Anytime you live somewhere where the risk is greater, the cost is going to be greater. So because the coastal areas of Florida are susceptible to hurricanes, the cost to insure homes there are going to be much more expensive. Central Florida is not going to have those crazy, outrageous costs like other areas of Florida. So that's all I have for you. I just wanted to share that little tidbit of information. Hope that helped anyone if you're on the fence about should I get it, should I not get it. I just wanted to share that because, I think a lot of people are just afraid, what if my total house went under and, I'm not covered. If something catastrophic like that was to happen, then you are covered under the Catastrophic Ground Cover Collapse. Okay, thank you so much for watching.